Sheldon Primus.
Welcome to the Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus, where we blend safety smarts with business brilliance and a pinch of Sheldon's signature wit. Whether you're a safety pro, a fresh-faced consultant, or just safety curious, get ready for a show that'll educate, entertain, and elevate your safety game. Let's dive into the art of consulting with your safety Sherpa himself, Sheldon Primus.
This episode is powered by Safety FM.
Welcome to the Safety Consultant Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Primus. It's the podcast where I teach you about the business of being a safety consultant. We talk about OSHA compliance. We talk about a whole bunch of other things. And today, I'm actually out in the field with you guys. You're actually on the outside porch with me in Portland. It's kind of cold. I'm talking and it's rainy outside because Portland's being Portland like it always is, right? Nice and rainy in the fall. And just honestly wanted to be outside and recording. So forgive the background noise. You'll probably hear a little bit of the fire crackling. You're going to hear a little bit of RV travel noise. And you might even hear some light rain as well. So who knows? Depends on how good your hearing is. But gonna get right into it because again, it's cold and rainy. So even though my outside outing is fun, I like the mere fact that being your own boss, you could go bring your work wherever you are, right? If you work online or you work like I do, where I'm a consultant, like you guys know. So, I could go anywhere, right? So today's episode, though, I'm actually going to help you guys because I want to work on this episode is for everyone who's generous but kind of tired. You're helpful but underpaid. You're knowledgeable, but somehow you're still answering OSHA questions at family reunions or events at church or something like that. And you're truly giving away your knowledge or information for free. As consultants, that's what we do. We are literally the information people. We don't create a product usually, but our service is our information. And we get paid for how much we know and how we can get that information out. So if you constantly give out information for free, then, you're actually hurting yourself, hurting your business. All right. So this episode, I'm going to focus on free with a funnel. And that's to turn your free value into a paid impact. And I'll explain the concept of funnel later on as we go. But as a ground rule, free is not your enemy. Free is actually a strategy. And you want to use that because if you're doing some free work without a strategy, then at that point, you're honestly hurting yourself. So you need that free work and you need the strategy part together. Oh, I lost my fire. That stinks. All right, so here's me without a fire. You can probably hear the igniter going behind me. All right, that means this is a shorter episode than I thought. So, free without a funnel, that's what we're going to talk about real quick. So, here we go. Here's the truth about free. I've done a bunch of free stuff myself. It's not bad. I love free. Everybody loves the word free. You hear it and you're like, yeah, free 99. Yes, I love free. We all do. The problem is accidental free. All right? Most people, when that happens with the accidental free, you're being a helper. You got some guilt charging people. You don't want to sound too salesy. But you'll hear someone say, hey, got a quick question for you. And then all of a sudden you're there for an hour. That is all valuable time. Whatever hourly rate you're working at before, you got to almost double that for when you're working with yourself. And now imagine working that amount of hours at the work for free, right? You're not going to do that. So that's the idea here. You're not going to be working for free in these settings. So here is how we're going to solve that. It's a mindset thing and also a lesson thing. So mindset thing that we're going to work about is honestly, you want to make sure that you have an angle, if you would, for free. You're not going to you're not going to go ahead and think of everything as wanting to get paid. That's not the angle I'm looking for. What you'll kind of hear in email marketing is what's called a funnel. Not kind of, you will. And I've got my marketing degree, so you don't need yours. My bachelor's in marketing and my master's in public administration with a concentration in environmental policy. So I got this. So when you hear about funnel, honestly, you don't have to think about software or anything like that. What it is like if you're pouring a liquid from a larger container into a smaller container, and the orifice of the second container, the hole of the second container is small, right? In that case, you're going to need something to help you transfer that into the smaller container. So what you do is you look around the kitchen, you look around the garage, you find yourself a funnel with a nice big open top and a very small section to deliver the liquid on the bottom end, and it goes into that vessel, right? That second vessel. So think of yourself as that second vessel, and think of your service and your knowledge and everything else is what's going into that funnel, and you're grabbing a hold of somebody who needs that information going into that funnel top with your knowledge and expertise and everything else. And as that funnel goes down, you're going to convert that knowledge, that expertise, to people who need help into a paid product. So that's what we're going to talk about. So whenever, again, I say funnel, guided path from free to paid. And that's what we're looking for. It's going to be simple. It's going to be human. It's going to be ethical. It's going to be effective. And so we're looking for all that right now when we're saying funnel. All right. So here's an idea, a philosophy, if you would. You're going to tell people what is needed, and then you're going to teach them how to do it. So again, you tell them what is needed. That's your free stuff. And then when you teach them how to do it, that's your paid stuff. So for instance, get an article or maybe even a little video that says top 3 mistakes in confined space entry permits. And that's free. So if you do free online, you're going to need to have people on an email list. So that email list is very important. You've seen it plenty of times yourself where you had to hit a button, submit your email, get your free stuff. You're going to do that too. It's okay. That's how we get the funnel started, right? The very top end. So for that free content of top 3 mistakes making a permit required confined space entry program, and then after someone gets that, you're helping them. Don't forget, you're not just offering free to have a word free. You're offering free. It's something that they need. So the person now is going to go ahead and click that button or whatever, even if you're in person, which is a great way to do it. You get in person, and let's say you're doing one of those networking meetings, and you see someone who is very interested in what you're saying. If you're talking real quick, you know how they do that 60-second elevator pitch, and you tell everybody about what you do, your product, your service, and everything else, and then all of a sudden, at the end of your coffee or your breakfast, lunch, someone comes to you and say, "Hey, I've been looking for that service." So another thing could be, hey, you do confined space entry, you do blank. I could give you a free assessment of how you're doing now, and shake hands, you get your appointment, and then now you're doing your free assessment. When you find something, which normally you do, that's your paid service. You could turn that around and say, hey, I could give you a quote on fixing this, give them the quote in a very timely manner, and then at that point, your free turns into a service. All right. If you need help quotes, then go ahead and sign up. Well, you don't have to sign up, but I want you to, please. Here's my free. I got a whole bunch of free, right? One of my free is this podcast you guys have been listening to for 5 years, which is awesome. It's something that I'm dedicated to, and I'm glad I could do it for you. You could go to the podcast service, sign up, and honestly, it's just as easy as hitting the button on whatever device you're listening to me right now. No email exchange or anything. All you're doing is hitting the subscribe button. So hit the subscribe button, because I can see the data, and most people listen without subscribing. So please do that. And you could search safetyconsultantpodcast.com. And once you get to the podcast page, search keywords like proposal, keywords like actually I've done a bunch of episodes about email marketing, so it's things like that. Whatever is interest to you with your business, do the keyword search right there. And as an exchange, which will be awesome for me, is just subscribe. That's it. Whenever you're listening to me. Another thing that you could do is go to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/safety consultant, and you'll see me, and subscribe to that, and you get, again, a lot of free content, and that's in video format. And so at that point, you could truly search the keyword proposal, and then it could help you create a proposal after you get that free service in there. All right, here's another example, a free service. How to find OSHA standard online, and you show somebody how to do that online. And it could be a book, it could be a quick video, anything. And what happens is, as they go ahead and look at your content, you go ahead and promote whatever policy or standard procedure that you have. And at that point, you're turning free into paid. So here's my paid thing to show you how to get these standards. And now I could go over your safety program for X amount of dollars. All right, free turns into paid. So what about a quick tip on record keeping, right? Everybody loves record keeping, especially in January. So now you do a quick tip on record keeping, however format you use. Someone looks at that quick tip, you are helping them. All right, don't forget, you're helping people with this information. And then from there, you ask for, you need more help, then here's my paid stuff. So for me, you guys are listening to the podcast. You know that for the podcast, you got 5 years of free information. You go to the YouTube channel, and that at Safety Consultant YouTube channel, and my original one, OSHA Compliance Help, is still there. And you're getting a whole bunch of free information. And at that point, you could truly see some stuff that I got for you for free. When you're ready, and only when you're ready to do the next stage, then you could go to Safety Consultant Blueprint. And once you do that, you get a course. And once you get that course and you start learning more, you're going to learn how to start your business, right? That's the key. So you get something free at first, and then when you're ready, then you'll go into some sort of paid service. And I do have those things off already for you guys. And then let's say you're ready for coaching. You go to sheldon.coach, and then from there, you're going to go from the free podcast and the free YouTube channel to possibly the course. And then when you learn from the course, you get that going, you take some action, you see how good your life is getting, and you're ready for some more. You go to sheldon.coach, and then you can sign up for my 3-month or 6-month coaching program. So at that point, that's me turning free into something paid.
We'll be back with more of Sheldon Primus and the Safety Consultant Show in just a moment. Are you ready to make a difference? Introducing the Safety Consultant Blueprint course. Unlock your potential as a safety consultant. Learn the skills, strategies, and ethics to create safer workplaces for your very own client. From risk assessment to client acquisition, we've got you covered. Become a safety consultant and open doors to being your own boss. Join us and be the hero of workplace safety. Enroll today. Safety starts with you. Take the first step now. Visit our website and enroll in the Safety Consultant Blueprint course. Empower businesses. Protect lives. SafetyConsultantBlueprint.com. We now return to the Safety Consultant Show. Once again, here's Sheldon Primus.
See, no spammy, not salesy. I told you what I'm doing, but it's all on your terms. Whenever you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, you're not. Just take all the content that I have out there for free and use it. It's not mediocre. It's good stuff. So you want to give people some really good information that they could use so that you're helping them. That's what we do. We're helping people in many different ways, but we need to get paid for it too. So when you took out whatever loan you took out, or when you cashed in your 401 or whatever you did to start your business, you had an agreement with your partner, and even if you're solo, you had an agreement with yourself that says, hey, within this time frame, I want to make some money so that now I could go ahead and leave my job, and I'm going to provide for myself, making the same or more money, right? So you got to do that by actually asking for money. So that's what you're going to do. You want to convert free into paid somehow. So now I just want to I gave you the concept of funnel, told you about free. But again, you want to make sure that free is going to get some sort of value. All right. I'll walk through some steps for implementation, something where people truly will say, hey, just take this off my plate. I got to rewrite a safety program, but I got 20 other things to do. Would you mind giving me a quote for this? That's how all that gets kind of converted. All right. So it's one of those things that you got to get used to. The mindset also is, if something's free, then it's not as worthy, or it's not that good. If you're constantly trying to give away free stuff, then you're truly not going to see how good your service is. So you want to make sure that or people will think, I should say, that your service isn't good. So at some point, you are still going to have to charge in order to get someone to know, hey, I'm an actual consultant. This is what I do. Ask your buddies that are a lawyer to give you some free legal advice. That might be the first 15 minutes, and then they're like, all right, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to start billing you after this. Why don't you come into the office? Something like that. That's me. I got students all the time, and they want to get some help, and I don't mind helping my students. I tell them all the time that after you're one of my students, you're going to be stuck with me. So I tell them that all the time. You are now stuck with me, and I do let them know, though, that as a consultant, I do have liability, so I can't give you too much information just for that cause, and I try to make sure that they are aware. My kind of unwritten golden rule is about 15 to 30 minutes worth of chatting about something before I have to go ahead and let you know we need to do steps further and get me under some sort of contract or something so that we could talk more. But the first 15 or 30 minutes, I'm there. We are engaged. You're getting yourself some help. And that's what we want to do. Get people help when they need it, when they're ready for the next step. They'll pay for it. It's okay. They will. So for funnels for safety consultant, I'm going to give you some more. So funnel is the information on top. You're going to work it down to where you get paid, right? So you could do a free assessment that will work into a paid audit. So for free, you could take a 10-minute look at someone's safety program and then lead towards a full written program overhaul. That's a funnel. Webinar. I do these a lot. Webinars to a paid course. So I would do a Safety Consultant 101 webinar, which I do for free. I haven't done on last year, but normally I do one a year. And next year I'm planning on doing one a quarter. And if you want to take the Safety Consultant 101, you're going to get a boatload of information in 4 hours. So it's honestly free with a value. You're getting 4 hours worth of trying to figure out how you're going to get your business going. So just keep up on sheldonprimus.com so you could get the next one. But honestly, I just spend 4 hours with whoever's there, and we tackle some stuff for free. I show them how to get started, and then if they're ready after that, then I introduce them to Safety Consultant Blueprint course, and then they could go ahead and purchase that one. And if they're truly ready to launch their business or to accelerate their business, then they could go to sheldon.coach, and we get them on the 3-month program or the 6-month coaching program where it's me and you, and we truly work on that one-on-one, right? So free talk to paid contract, that's another way for you to get your funnel. So honestly, it is a mindset thing. Free is a sample, paid is the service. Free is telling people what needs to be done. Paid is telling them how to do it. All right. So again, it is a mindset shift for you. So you're going to have to take some action now. And I'm going to close this up because you probably hear the rain picking up even more. And again, I'm taking you on. You guys are outside with me. Hopefully you like the fresh air. It really feels good. But it's starting to pick up rain and I got electronics. So I'm going to wrap this up. So steps. I'm going to leave you with things to do. You're going to answer some DMs from people who are reaching out to you. They need help. Help them. And then, again, show them what needs to be done and then give them a quote for how to do it. You're going to start posting. If you're good with words and you like writing stuff, then go ahead and post on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or any of that. Get your post up. People that reply are invested. Respond to them. And then, again, offer whatever free you can. And eventually you know that you could work towards a paid service. Talks. You could do talks. I've done a lot of talks in my career, and these talks have led to some sort of paid service. I remember I did a talk with many people in the ASSP conferences that have led to either some other business or other service. So it's okay. So what you want to do, though, is you want to write your funnel down. It's okay to kind of draw a funnel out, and at the top of the funnel, what's the things you could give away for free? Just go ahead and write that up. And then from there, you ask, or you think it through as to what can I convert from my free stuff into paid. Yeah, it'll be great to use the AI assistants. If you got one, help add your AI to this and help it really understand what your product is, and then ask your AI assistant. I use ChatGPT, but there's many others. Say, hey, this is what I do. How can I do a funnel? And it will understand funnel. And how can I make a free service into a paid service? So that's not bad for you to do. Help you think things out, right? So again, free's not bad. It's not a problem, but free without a funnel is a problem because you are in this to make some money. You don't want to have to go back to work for anyone again. I left my business in 2000. Well, actually, I started my business in 2008. We're now in 2025. I went full-time in 2012. So honestly, I'm unemployable at this point, and I want to be because, I had learned how to shift my mindset where everything is not free. But a lot of things are free. You could truly do a search for Sheldon Primus, and you can see boatloads, years of free things that I have for you. And that's fine. I want you to get the information you want, so go for it. That's another reason I'm asking you to subscribe, so you could get to information that you want and not wait for me to do an episode. I may already have an episode in my 5-year archive, so just go ahead, hit subscribe, because you might not be able to come back right away and do it, but once you hit subscribe, then you could go back to whatever service you're listening to me on, and then you could do your research when you have time, okay? So that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you enjoyed being outside with me today. And we got some fresh air together, so awesome. Have yourself a good rest of your week. Go get them.
That's a wrap for today's safety show. Remember, safety isn't just about hard hats and caution signs. It's about business smarts too. Thanks for joining us on the Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus. Until next time, stay safe, stay savvy, and keep consulting like a boss. Go get 'em. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast or broadcast are those of the host and its guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within the past hour, only examples. It should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the positions of the company. No part of this podcast or broadcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic recording, or otherwise without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast or broadcast, Sheldon Primus.
This episode has been powered by Safety FM.